This is Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova 919.
It's Halloween and time to get scary. Our next guest has been investigating the paranormal for over 30 years, taking locals to some of the most haunted places in Adelaide. Paranormal expert, ghost hunter and owner of Haunted Horizons Ghost Tours, please welcome Alison Oborn.
Good morning to you and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you too.
This is your wheelhouse here, Alison, this time of year, surely.
It is our busiest time, I must admit.
Yes.
However, not actually our real Halloween here in the Southern Hemisphere. It's a Northern Hemisphere thing. Ours is until the end of April.
Oh!
Yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
Okay.
Alison, let's go straight to it. Can you please tell us your most intense, maybe spine-chilling ghost encounter?
Our main ones would be here in South Australia.
Oh, great.
The Z Ward, which is the asylum that we do the tours at. I was in one of the rooms there, one of the cells, with the tour, and we all become silhouettes because we don't have lights on, and I had the silhouette of a guest right in my face, which is really off-putting because nobody wants anybody that close to your face. So I made a polite point of trying to make them move back, touch them, they'll move back. So I broke off and said, I'm sorry. I said, is that somebody next to me? And I put my hand out to touch them. My hand kept going. Now, several people in the room freaked out, but they said my hand went out, whatever it was, leaned back away from my hand and then completely vanished in front of them. End of tour. Everybody was out of that room.
And you're like...
I'm like, then they go, yes.
Yeah, you're like, no money back because that's what you paid for. That's the absolute prize piece.
What sort of people aren't crossing over? What sort of people are going, you know what, I've got business to do here on Earth and I'm going to linger around and I'm going to be a spirit or a ghost or whatever you may call it. What sort of people are still sticking around?
Now, normally I would say with asylums and jails, especially the criminal ones, at the end of the day, in the old days, they were very religious back then.
Right.
And if you've committed a crime,
Yep.
if you've murdered somebody or something like that, obviously, where are you going to go?
You think you're going to hell.
So doesn't Adelaide Jail or an asylum look a lot better? Hanging around in.
Right.
But that's only that is not fact. That is not fact. That is just, I've always thought about it myself. Why are the places like jails and asylums seem to be very active?
Alison, are you immune to fear? Like, do you still get scared like the rest of us?
Oh, God, yeah. Not in my own places. I'm used to them. I know how far it will go and what to expect. But when I go to America and England and you are in those huge penitentiaries and there's only two of you because you've hired it just for the two of you, so nobody else is on site and you're there for the night, yes, you still feel that fear. You do it, but you do feel that fear.
Do you feel in danger?
I must admit, there was one time in Z Ward where I did leave. I bailed.
Where is this bloody asylum in Adelaide?
That's Glenside, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, that's here. It's the Glenside campus.
Oh,
yeah.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, good old SA.
So why did you bail?
Well, it was during the Samson Flat bushfires 9 years ago, and I couldn't get home because I live up in the hills. And I thought, well, that's all right, I'll stay at Z Ward because I've got the keys. I'll just live there.
Oh my God, of all the places just to rest your head for the night.
Great decision, Alison.
I mean, there's like a perfectly nice Stanford on North Terrace.
No, the Best Western. You have to.
Yeah.
And I bailed 10 minutes because something moved across the hallway. About 5 minutes later, it got closer. It flitted again. This time it was closer to me. And the whole feeling was, whatever that one was, it just felt that one wanted to hurt. And it's just, no, I'm out. So I slept in my bus for the night.
Yeah.
That's another wise decision.
Are most of these ghosts or spirits or whatever you want to call them, paranormal beings, do they ever speak, make a sound?
That's very rare. I've had it twice in my own home, and there was witnesses to one of them. We were sitting here in the office, and a woman's voice in the office just went, hello, and we just could not find the cause of it. Oh. And then I had one the other day with a male voice doing the same thing. I'm sitting here working in the office on my own at home, and I just heard the male voice going, hello. And there was absolutely nobody. Nobody around. Now, my house isn't haunted. Yeah, it was very, very bizarre.
Alison, what should people do if they do encounter a spirit or a ghost?
Not panic.
Yeah.
It's like I say, in houses, people are frightened because it's the unknown, and it's probably just somebody who used to live there that is still just sharing their home.
I'm still doing this, though. Alison, thank you so much for chatting with us this morning. It's absolutely fascinating.
Thank you.
Just so you know, Alison, when I go, I'm coming back to haunt Hazy. So
Excellent.
stick around with your camera and your light.
And when I see you coming, Alison, I'm going to go, hello?
I've already told my team that the tours have to continue when I pass over.
Oh, God.
If you hear Alison Oborn, owner of Haunted Horizons, passed away, book your tickets because you are going to have the best ghost tour you've ever had.
Thank you so much, Alison. That was amazing.
It's time to share some ghost stories. Oh, that's scary, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're horrified? Have you ever encountered a ghost?
Not me personally. But my mother tells a story about when she was very, very small, like in primary school, maybe 7 or 8 years old, and she was in bed with her brothers. She got 3 brothers, and that she swears, absolutely swears, that she was looking at the wall. It was the middle of the night, and that a figure came through the wall. A head came through the wall and looked her dead in the eye, and she said she was so scared that her voice wouldn't work.
Right.
And it looked at her, and it basically looked her up and down and then disappeared. And then they found out that it matched the description of the person who built the house and lived there their entire life.
And did they die a grisly death?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, that would have made the story better.
It would have. Hang on. Can I go back? But you can imagine a 7 or 8 year old telling her brothers the next day about it, and the brothers, how they would have reacted.
Is she sure it wasn't a dream?
She swears that there was a dream, because she claims that she obviously couldn't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
So it would have been like 2 or 3 in the morning, and she stayed there completely wide awake for the rest of the night and waited till her brothers woke up to tell them the story, to which they obviously said, you're completely full of you-know-what.
Yeah, because sometimes when you dream, right, and you're scared or someone's chasing you or they catch you, you try and scream, but you can't in your dreams. So I have my doubts over Deirdre, let's just say it.
Oh, my very goodness. She was 8 years old, okay? Have some compassion, jokes.
I bet no one believed her at the time too.
Absolutely, they did not.
Yeah.
Let's go around the rooms.
Yeah.
Producer Zoe.
Yeah, I had one that I've spoken about before because genuinely I don't believe in this stuff, I'll say. But this I cannot explain. I was living with Mum and my dog about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And my dog is terrified of storms. So it was the middle of the night. I woke up because it was such a big storm and my shutters were going.
Yeah.
And I went,
The shutters were going?
yeah.
Oh, classic horror story theme.
What a setup. And then I was like,
Thunder as well.
my first thought was, the dog's going to be losing it. So I'll get up and make sure she's all right. And then I went, no, it's all good. Dog's on the end of my bed. Mum's already thought of this. She's come in and she's patting the dog and calming the dog. And so I open up my eyes and look at Mum and I go, is she all right? She just completely ignored me. I was like,
Rude.
Mum. And then this figure just looked at me and disappeared.
Oh, my gosh.
And I thought, just because it's only the two of us at home, I assumed it was Mum patting the dog. Ben said she slept through the whole night. She never came in, didn't touch the dog. Dog was completely calm. I thought I was dreaming, so I rolled over and wrote a note in my phone.
Yeah.
Next morning, note was in there. It was like 2:30 in the morning.
13 24 10. Let's hear your ghost stories this morning, your spiritual encounters. Give us a buzz, 13 24 10. We'd love to hear you. Also, your thoughts on Deirdre Hayes. Is she full of it?
Yes, 100%. We'd love your thoughts on that. And also, send us through your thoughts on, are you a ghost and do you break into people's houses and pat their dogs?
Yeah.
Let's go to Jess. Good morning.
Morning.
Firstly, happy Halloween. Secondly, what is your ghost story?
This is about my daughter. She was 3 years old. A friend and I were going to pick up some plants just off of Marketplace at a lady's house. So we went around to this lady's house, and as we're about to walk in, my 3-year-old daughter says, Mum, why are we at the doctor's? And I said, darling, we're not at the doctor's. And she said, yes, we don't want to go to the doctor's, Mum. And she was going, why are we here? And I said, it's not the doctor's. And this lady's face, she just looked at me, the lady that lived there, and went, like, really pale and had nearly tears in her eyes. And I was like, are you okay? she said, what did your daughter just say? I said, oh, she just thinks we're at the doctor's. I don't know what she's on about, sort of thing. And she just went really, really pale, and she said, this actually used to be a doctor's surgery, and one of the doctors actually died in here.
Oh, my gosh.
And, yeah, it was quite freaky, and, yeah, there's no way, obviously, my daughter would have known any of that, and apparently she'd obviously seen something there, and, yeah, bit of a weird time.
That is excellent, Jess. Great story. I've got the tingles.
Oh, Jess, did she go into, like, how the doctor died?
No, I didn't really dive into that. I think, unfortunately, it was, I don't know. I think she was actually related to the doctor, to be honest.
Oh, right.
She didn't really go too much into it, but, yeah, it was really awkward after that because she was just so pale and, yeah, she was kind of freaked out and probably wanted my daughter out of there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Take your plants and go.
Oh, my gosh.
My goodness.
We can only assume a gruesome death to add to the story.
No, we can't assume that. It could have just been a heart attack or something.
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
Oh, goodness. Scarlett, good morning. Your ghost story. Go, please.
So, when I was about 14, I was walking to a friend's house with just a few of my friends, and we were cutting through the streets. So, walked through an alleyway. The second I stepped in, all the hairs, stood up on my body, had this heavy feeling on my chest, and, I could barely walk. My legs were completely jelly. My friends even said to me, did you see a ghost or something? Because I would have looked pale. Finally got through the alleyway. At the time, for some reason, all I could think of was my uncle, who actually got murdered when I was 2 years old, which happened in an alleyway. So got home, spoke to my mum, looked at the newspaper article, and that was the alleyway.
My gosh.
Yeah.
What did you...
I have no explanation for it. It was a full body reaction, but I knew. So, yeah, it was crazy.
How did your mum feel about the situation? That must have shook her a little bit.
She was spooked. I've had other experiences, so it's not new for me, but she was pretty spooked out. There's just no explanation. Yeah.
I'm so speechless.
That is intense, isn't it?
Oh, my God. I'm speechless in this situation, and I'm the Grim Reaper today.
Yeah,
you know?
That's crazy. You should be used to this kind of stuff.
I know. Well, normally I'm dispensing death.
Yeah.
Wow, that is incredible.
Not fun when you're on the other side of it, is it, Grim Reaper?
Let's go to Courtney. You did the ghost tour.
Yes, I did.
Okay, which one?
The Zen Ward.
Oh, the Zen Ward.
Okay, so if you missed it a little earlier, we spoke to a ghost hunter who does tours through the Z Ward, which of course was the old Burnside mental asylum.
Yeah.
And what happened, Courtney?
So when we went on the tour, we go to the cells, and the ghost tour tells you to go in there, and she will lock the doors behind you.
Oh no!
You got to stand in there for a couple of minutes to get the feel of what they'd be like just standing in there. And as I'm standing in there, we have to choose a part of the room where you want to stand, and you have to stay still. And then she opens up the door to, let us out, and I go to try and walk out, and my whole body just froze. And I couldn't move. I was a statue. I couldn't move. I was just staring at my ex-partner, and he's like, you're right. I'm could not talk. My whole body was just an ice. And he's comes up to me face to face, and apparently I was just staring, at him, cold as day. And it wasn't until he actually touched me on the arm that I actually got released, and my whole body just went back to normal, and I just looked at him what happened? And he's like, you were out.
Wow.
Completely just stone cold.
Courtney, do you think something took over your body?
Most definitely. I was cold to the touch, apparently, when he touched me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's so awesome. You got invaded by a spirit.
Yes, it was a spirit just hanging out inside your body.
Oh wow, Courtney, that's incredible. Thank you so much for your call.
That's good. There's some good stories too, by the way.
I could do this all morning. I love it.
It's Halloween, baby. Oh yes. So we're going to be armed with all sorts of ghoulish stories. Kick us off, Jodes. What do you got?
Woman marries a ghost but divorces him because he kept disappearing.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
I don't want to be disrespectful. Was the ghost actually Patrick Swayze?
No.
Like a real life.
No. So she's a singer. Her name is Bacardi, like Bacardi and Coke.
Any relation to Cardi B? Distant cousin?
Bacardi B.
Bacardi and Cardi.
Anyway, she married the ghost of a Victorian soldier named Eduardo.
Oh, gosh, never trust an Eduardo. We've said that since day dot.
This story is so good. It's the gift that keeps on giving. She reportedly ended the relationship after less than a year. So she met him in 2021 and stated that the marriage began to fall apart due to her ghost husband's erratic behaviour. I mean, I've always said that. They're never bloody reliable, are they?
Have you ever tried to discipline a ghost?
No.
Absolutely. Because the worst thing is when they walk away from you, they literally walk out of the room through a wall.
Yeah.
And you're like, where to from here? Go to your room. And he just walks out.
Oh my God, that feels like me trying to get my 5-year-old to bed. Go to bed. She just walks through a wall. Off she goes. Where'd she go? Don't know.
And just drifts through. Floats off.
She described how he became increasingly possessive and unsettling, leading her to eventually divorce him. What about this bit, though? Here's the kicker. She said he would routinely disappear and then emerge days later smelling of Chanel No. 5. No, it gets better. Chanel No. 5 is Marilyn Monroe's favourite perfume.
Oh, my gosh. What a kicker.
Whoa. So, essentially, he was ghosting her.
He was ghosting her and hooking up with Marilyn Monroe.
I know.
I don't blame him.
Oh, my God. Poor Bacardi and Coke.
Yeah, you've got to be so careful. We'll give you this tip for free. You've got to be so careful with ghosts these days.
Just don't you?
You cannot trust them.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Even during Halloween, things can get a little bit blue, so we've got to get this little segment out of our system before we straighten up at 7 o'clock, Joe.
Sure, no problem. What you got for me?
I got a nice little headline here, which I really feel like will connect with you on a personal level. You'll understand when I get to it. A furious husband has been jailed after going on a rampage with a shovel following the discovery of his wife having sex with his brother in the back of a car while his mother sat in the front. Yeah, that's it.
What?
I mean, I've told you some stories, but this is at the most top part of the top shelf, I think. David McCulloch, who's 41, pled guilty last week to the violent attack after catching the duo romping in the vehicle in Tasmania.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
There it is.
Righto.
And I feel like everyone who's from Tassie knows everyone in Tassie.
That's not entirely true.
What was Dave actually like? Behind the
I don't know Dave. I've never met Dave.
Are you sure? The bizarre...
Actually, he was 3 years below me in primary school.
Exactly
No, he
right.
wasn't.
The bizarre ordeal unfolded when a suspicious McCulloch tracked down his spouse, Jacinta King, after she failed to answer her phone multiple times. Classic. The Burnie Supreme Court heard during his sentencing hearing. Burnie, eh?
Some strange things happen in Burnie.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Tasmania, so I can say that. It's fine.
Burnie Supreme Court would have seen some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He found his wife of 6 years, with whom he also shares 4 kids, in the back of the vehicle with his brother, Jamie, in a parking lot close to his siblings' apartment building. Gosh, it's so incredibly connected, which is so Tassie. Shockingly, his own mother was sitting unperturbed in the driver's seat when the pair were caught in the raunchy act the court has heard. That's the biggest question. What are you doing, Mum? What's going on in the front seat?
Hey, Mum. I mean, I grew up in Hobart, obviously. I can safely say that never once have I had relations with a boy while Mum sat in the front of the Tirana.
Well done.
Never.
Well done. And you can hold your head high knowing that fact.
Thank you so
well
much.
done.
Well, so can Colleen.
Because that's something, particularly in Tassie, where it's not commonplace.
No.
So well done, Jodes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Can I confirm something, though? Can you just be honest for a second? Is or is it not your maiden name McCulloch?
No!
I want to talk to you about the moment where your kids are going through a traumatic situation, but you can't stop laughing, so you need to leave the room. I think we've all been there at some stage as parents.
Absolutely we have, where they're like distraught and you're like...
Yes, and there was an incident in our household yesterday where both my wife and I were in that situation. And unfortunately, our little Lottie, who's a 4-year-old little lady with so much sunshine, was in tears.
I mean, you say sunshine, I say sass.
Yeah, Sassy Sunshine.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yes.
So we left just for a second while they were both in bed ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then as what happens, you hear a bit of a thump and then what came from that was a whole bunch of tears. Lottie was in tears because she'd been hurt by a 6-year-old Henry. So, oh, here we go. And we both looked at each other and were like, all right, who's going to go in there and dress this?
Yeah.
We both sort of came at the same time. Lottie's in tears. Henry's sitting there pretending like nothing happened. Just two of them in the room.
Yeah, like what?
So we're not detectives, but we can work out what's happened. And it always starts with something really, really stupid. And then we said, what happened? And Lottie's response was, Henry jumped on me and hit me in the nuts. It was that moment we've both looked at each other. I genuinely started laughing to the point where I have to leave the room.
Yeah.
It's making Lottie cry even harder. And even Henry started giggling. You don't have nuts. Bless you, Lottie, for picking up the words around you.
Oh, my God, that's so cute. Did it get resolved?
It did get resolved. So the conclusion is she ain't got no nuts. It is Halloween. Let's talk scary movies, shall we? And in particular, those movies that really scarred you as a kid.
Yeah, those things that you watched as a kid and you're like, oh my God, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know when Mum and Dad said don't watch that because that will horrify you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should have listened.
You should have definitely listened.
You had one, didn't you?
Oh, I've got a good one.
Oh, man.
I don't think still to this day, if I watched this now, I would still be just as freaked out. And that is The Exorcist.
The demon is a liar. He will mix lies with the truth. Do not listen.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
I sound like I've had a million cigarettes. I'm actually possessed by a demon.
I always wonder if that kid was scarred by acting in that role.
Oh, yeah.
Surely.
Yeah. There was, I remember when I was a kid getting a little sneak peek at the Gremlins.
Oh, my gosh.
What is it? It's your new pet. Probably the most important thing. Don't ever feed him after midnight.
There she goes. Jodie already at the Christmas party. Don't feed her after midnight.
Give me a sausage roll.
Get me a pie on Donald Street Bakery.
Let's go around the room. Producer Zoe, you got one?
Yeah, babysitter made me watch Saw.
Oh my gosh.
Good babysitter.
Yeah.
Hope she earned her $8.50 an hour.
Yeah, I know, and it stayed with me, that helmet scene.
Saw freaky AF.
If you do not kill Adam by 6, then Allison and Diana will die. And I'll leave you in this room to rot. Let the game begin.
Let the game
That's
begin.
genuinely given me shivers up my spine.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, isn't it?
What was the movie where the babysitter was in the house and she takes a phone call? What was that one?
Oh,
Scream, wasn't it?
Nah, I don't think so. 2410.
Someone tell us.
Caddyshack? No?
I don't know.
We're guessing here. We're working there.
Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Where the
I
babysitter's
do.
alone in the house and she gets a phone call.
Is it the same one the phone's coming from inside the house?
Is it Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scream?
know.
Is it
Well, it's
Scream?
coming from inside the house.
I feel like it's Scream.
I just no. Okay. Here's your key takeaway from that. No one wants you to be right. Not one of us.
What about you, Producer Flack? I think Producer Flack's going in a bit of an alternative area when it comes to horror movies.
I don't do horror movies.
Okay.
I refuse to watch them. I think they're silly and scary.
That is your right.
Yeah. My life changed when Dad let me stay up and he goes, "This is good for your development," and he let me watch Lord of the Flies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now that's not a horror film, but the kids go a bit crazy, right?
Yeah.
On the island.
Yeah.
And in primary school, I was a bit of a fat kid.
Yeah.
And they killed a fat kid with a rock, and I'm like, great, I'm picking it. That's me. And it scarred me for life. Thank you for laughing at my pain.
I feel a new nickname coming on.
Are we replacing Muff? Are we?
Producer
Watch
Piggy.
this space.
Oh dear.
Oh, 132410. Tell us the horror movie that absolutely scarred the you-know-what out of you
Yes,
as a child.
please. We'd love to hear from you.
Share your trauma
Yeah.
on Halloween.
We'll soothe you.
It's fun, isn't it?
Or not.
We'll take calls next. Those movies that really, really set you off in a really destructive path as a kid. Talking about those scary movies that you saw as a kid that absolutely shocked you and probably caused a bit of trauma, to be honest.
Well, you know how we were just chatting about I was like, oh, who's the girl, the babysitter in the house alone? And you're like, it's Scream. I think it's Scream.
Is it confirmation?
It's not Scream.
What is it?
It was when a stranger calls.
Oh.
And someone calls up and goes, have you checked the children? Like that.
That
Horrifying.
sounds freaky.
Isn't it?
That does sound good.
We are asking on 13 24 10. We're bringing up childhood trauma. Okay, the
It's
things
good.
that
You gotta talk about it. It's better to get it out there.
things that terrified you, the movies more specifically that terrified you as a child. Emily from Gulfview Heights, what was it?
I was at my dad's house and he said, okay, you need to watch Final Destination, but you cannot tell your mum.
Oh, my
no.
gosh, why would you do that? What
Come on,
about
Dad.
the Final
I know.
Destination series was just outrageous. This is number 3, the roller coaster scene.
I can't.
You just felt like that if you were inside the Final Destination, like if that was you were the character, it didn't matter what you were going to do, you were going to end up dead.
Emily, what was the plot? Like, what was it all about?
It was the one where they were at the racetrack and the racetrack completely fell apart. And then I went back to Mum's the next night and she was like, oh, let's go to Speedway. So then the whole entire time I was just like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just going to completely fall apart.
Yeah.
So,
And also thanks, Dad.
Yeah. Cheers, Dad.
Yeah.
What a great, lovely thought process for a young child
Yeah.
to go through.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's really
13 24 10. Get involved this morning. Those movies that traumatised you as a kid. Let's hear from you. We're going to take your calls next.
All right, we'll take more calls straight after Sabrina Carpenter. A really ghoulish song on Nova 919. It's called Taste. It's Jody and Hazy. We're talking scary movies because it is Halloween, in particular those scary movies that really, really messed you up as a child.
Yeah, I think The Exorcist ruined you for life, did it not?
I tell you what, I always wondered what it would be like to spew out blood by also walking backwards on your hands and feet down the stairs.
Yeah.
Never got to live it out, but I thought, wow,
Do you know
that's
what?
something else.
Today's the day. Today could be the day. It's Halloween. Why
Yes,
not?
Look, I'm just going to say it, and if you know the movie, you know. There's a moment where they're screaming, "The power of Christ compels you." And what's happening with that crucifix is just not right. It's just not heavenly. It really messed me up. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Okay. Let's go to Matt from Morphettvale. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Good. Relive your childhood trauma for us, please.
Well, one that messed me up as a kid it wasn't all that scary, but it was definitely one that gave me an irrational fear. Was a movie called Volcano.
Oh, Volcano.
I had to quickly look it up, but it was a movie. I only watched it as a kid. I never watched it again because it's just irrational fear. But it was apparently an earthquake happened in Los Angeles and it started a hidden underground volcano, and then I just got irrational fear that I'm going to have a volcano erupt somewhere near me in my life and I'm going to burn and die.
Yeah. Whatever you do, Matt, don't watch Sharknado. Go on.
That is so very true. Because you just never know, do you?
No,
You never
you
know.
don't. Let's go to Vicky from Darlington. Good morning, Vicky.
Good morning.
Okay, what was it?
It was Chucky.
Oh,
It was a midday movie. I would have been probably, maybe 5 years of age, just sitting in the lounge room playing with my dolls.
Yes.
And that's on TV.
How the hell was that a midday movie?
I know.
Oh my God.
Normally, Vicky, the midday movies are like some sappy, ridiculous, like love movie where someone falls in love with someone else, but not
Now
on this
they are.
particular occasion. Oh my God!
That's amazing.
Oh.
And all the mums and dads out there, you've just got to put it in perspective. You think your toddler's bad? Could be worse. Could be Chucky.
So true. Let's go to Sharon from Seaford Meadows. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning.
What was the movie?
It was Critters.
Oh my gosh, I watch Critters as well.
There's nothing about them. They've come a long way, and they're hungry.
Do you know what, Sharon? If we sat down and watched Critters now, we would laugh because it's so
bad?
just not very, very scary at all.
It was the scene where the little girl is sleeping in a single bed and the critter is underneath the bed and she hangs her arms and legs over the edge because it's hot.
Yeah.
And he comes up from under the bed and eats her feet and hands. And I slept in a bowl for years. I could not couldn't hang over the bed.
Isn't that the thing? And then for the rest of your childhood, you're this sweaty little ball in the middle of your bed.
In the fetal position.
Engulfed by your doona.
Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, you poor love. Thank you, Sharon. Cassie from Seacliff round this out for us.
My goodness.
What was the movie?
Good morning. It was Sign, the Alien movie.
Oh, yes.
But it did so much damage to me. I was so young that I literally left half glasses of water. And if you know the movie, you know that the water is what can, kill the aliens.
Yes.
So I left half glasses of water all around the house for years and drove my parents insane. Like for years, into teenage years. I'm not kidding.
That is amazing. What about just cruise around the house? Oh, knocked over a glass of water. They're coming to get us.
Jesus Christ, Cassie's thirsty.
Oh, good for the animals, I guess.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
You okay now, Cassie?
I still struggle to drink a full glass.
Battle of the Bangers.
What a magical space this is. Two usually good friends coming head to head in, I would say, almost mortal combat.
Yeah.
That's the fierceness of this competition.
We will fight to the death in Battle of the Bangers. There's no question. And if you haven't heard it before, this is how it rolls. We have a theme each week. You choose a song, I choose a song, and then you get to vote on the Jodie and Hazy Instagram page for the song that you want to hear tomorrow morning right about this time.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple, and I love that too. You choose the music.
Right now, do you care to read out the score?
Wow. It's 21-15.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say that I'm not sure how many more weeks we have left in the year, but there is a trophy for Battle of the Bangers, the Supreme Champion Battle of the Bangers, and I probably need to win every single week from here on then to be even eligible to be in the mix.
No, I think you're out. I think we did the maths badly last week, and you had to win last week, and you didn't again.
We got more than 6 weeks left, I think.
No, we don't.
Don't we?
No, mate.
Oh.
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm the Diamonds.
This is the grin.
I'm the Diamonds, and
Shut
you are
up.
the Silver Ferns.
Shut up.
How does that feel?
Not nice.
I'm just trying to come home strong. Still lost the series though.
Okay, why do you have to play dirty? The minute you start losing, you're disgusting.
'cause I got no
Don't
other
bring
tactics.
don't you very dare bring the Diamonds into this, just because they just lost the Constellation Cup. Thank you very much.
Oh, jeez. I'll try anything at this stage.
Yeah.
All right, Halloween theme. Would you like to go first like you always do?
Yes, please. The Queen of Halloween.
Beyonce. Sorry.
Rihanna with a bit of Disturbia.
Okay. Definitely fits the theme. Do you know what, Jodes? My song, I know you well enough to know that you're going to really like my song and that you're going to hope that my song wins. Okay? The Cranberries, Zombie.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Zombie, zombie, zombie.
Never have you sung along to my song like that ever before.
These are bad signs for me.
So there you go.
Oh, well.
And this will show just how much I'm not liked in this space. You're probably going to win this with a full endorsement for my song. You could tell people to vote for my song and you're still going to win this.
Oh,
it hurts
dear.
my soul, I will say
well, okay. That's how I feel in Song each and every Tuesday. Wear your pants me, pretty much.
All right, please get voting at Jodie and Hazy. So you've got Zombie by the Cranberries versus Disturbia by Rihanna. Boy, oh boy, I need a victory. We will play the winning song tomorrow morning at 8.
Last week it came down to one vote.
One vote?
Solitary, and I think we had the most votes we've ever had.
Yeah, it was hundreds of votes and it came down to one vote.
Oh.
And for the first time in weeks and weeks, your husband voted for your song instead of my song. And it really hurt me. It really hurt.
You know, when Greg Oddie, the man you have a complete bromance with, votes for his own wife, you're in trouble, mate.
What happened there?